Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope everybody is doing well. I was looking at some statistics the other day about seniors and where they mostly congregate after they retire, and where some live, where others live, and we have a whole different society. Basically, we have some that live in high dollar homes inside gated communities, and we have others who are in HUD housing, which is like a senior housing, kind of like what they do with the people who have kids, that it's cheaper for them to live there, or supposed to be. Remember that. Okay, I did have to write notes, so let's get to it and see what I found, because I am really curious about this whole thing. So, when you retire, where will you live? Where do you want to retire at? What would you do? That's my question for you. Maybe you're there already, and if you are, let me know in the comments. Well, where are you, and can you really afford it? They have senior low-income housing, which is not low to me anymore, but most rents around here in senior developments, and I'm not talking about high-dollar activity entertainment type. I'm just talking about a one-bedroom apartment, basic one-bedroom with like a little kitchen and a little front room, maybe a little dining room. That's it. Of course, your bathroom. Okay, so around here, what I've noticed is the going rate for seniors trying to get into senior housing. They charge about $1,000 a month for the apartment. I believe it's 50% of that for a security deposit. Now, if you have a pet, some will accept pets, and if they do, it's $100 a month extra. And some will let you have 2 pets, but it's $100 each extra, which means you would, if you have 2 dogs like us, we would be paying the $1,000 plus $200 a month. So it'd be $1,200 a month in senior housing for a one-bedroom apartment. Okay. And some of them, you're not ever going to believe this, but some of them also charge $250 each pet as a security deposit. So you figure out you would have to pay $1,000 plus half of that, which would be $500 for security for you, and then $250 for each of your pets if you had 2 dogs or 2 cats. And like I said, some you can only keep 1 animal. And they have pound requirements. If your dog weighs over 40 pounds, can't live there. Okay. Let's see. What else was it? Okay, I already told you about the security deposits and all that stuff. As it stands with that right now, there's no way that I could do that. There's no way. I'll be honest. There's no way I could pay for my dogs monthly and pay for my rent. And plus everything else we have to pay for, and all the doctor visits, and, Bert having dementia, and there's specialist visits and stuff like that. So, yeah. I'd be living in my van. I don't have a van, but if anybody wants to donate one for me, you better start. Okay, let's see. Oh, they do have pest control at the once a month, They also have requirements of your apartment staying clean. And they come in and check usually they come with the pest control guy if they can. But if not, they come alone once a month and they will look at your apartment and make sure that it's not a mess or whatever, or if you're cluttered, or they don't allow that. None of that. Some of them have a laundry on site, but you have to pay for it, of course. And I think one of my friends told me it was like $3 for a load of laundry just to wash it. I'm like, oh my God, this ain't senior housing. Now, not everybody on Social Security gets, most people get about $1,500 or less a month on their Social Security. And there's no way you can pay all that. There's just no way. So I don't know what people are going to do, because the rents are, around here, rent is like $2,300 a month, $2,500, $3,000. I'm like, really? Okay. But now that is seniors, your average senior who can't afford to move to the villages in Ocala or, all these gated communities like they have. Or ones that are supposed to be gated, but the gate's always open, in Florida. I did have some friends I watched on YouTube, and their channel is The Newcomers, and I love them. They're great. They came from Michigan. I believe the husband was a dentist or a doctor. I'm not positive. Doctor or dentist. And they're a wonderful couple. They do live at the villages. And they get on there and tell you, like, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Because the villages is an entertainment community. They also have their own stores in there, from what I heard. It's about 35 square acres now of housing. And they're building some condos in there. Some are done already. But anyway, so I looked up that too, because I wanted to see this, right? I have no idea how people pay this. I really don't. Because I worked all my life. I can't afford to pay it. Let's see. All right. Some of the entertainment type communities, they have golf, they have bowling, they have dances, they have all kinds of amenities, they have a fitness room, you name it. And I found that the cheapest one that I found, because I didn't really dig, I just looked, the cheapest one was in Arizona. Believe that or not, I thought for sure it would be more expensive than Florida even. Okay, so that one was $275,000 for a home. And then you had to pay $50 a month HOA fee and some kind of fee for entertainment. I think it was $100 a month. That's in addition to your home. So you do have to either hire somebody to do your lawn, or you can, I guess, do it yourself. So that was the cheapest one I found, where the homes were $275,000. Okay. And let's see. Some have golf and tennis, swimming, dancing, shopping on the premises, like I said. Sometimes they have bands come in, like professional, the regular celebrity bands, if you will. And they have some have horseback riding, some even have a horse stable where you can stable your horse, but you have to pay for it, of course. That's another $400, $500 extra. And let's see what else. I have to be able to read my writing here. Most of those communities, their houses and condos are $375,000 to $666,000. That's just for the house. So then you got to pay like $1,000 a month, depending on what amenities they offer. Most of it is between $600 and $1,000 a month. Entertainment fees, I guess they call them. Plus, they do have HOA fees. And of course, if you go shopping, it's not free. You got to buy the stuff, right? And if you want to go play golf, you got to pay green fees, you know, stuff like that. So, I don't know how people do it. It's never even entered my mind that's what I would do when I got older, because I didn't even know they had these communities until we all moved down to Florida, okay? And when we did, and I started doing YouTube, I started finding out more and more and more about the communities they had and just how expensive they were. What I want to know is, out of the people who watch this channel, if you don't mind, let me know, yes or no, do you have enough money to retire in one of these over 55 communities? Or even if you do have money, would you be willing to pay as much as they're asking? I mean, yeah. So there's supposedly no kids in there in the over 55 communities. And they even have some that are in Florida. Now, I lived in Ocala, and that's around where the Villages is. But I was living in a trailer house, a mobile home, you know, but west of the beaches and all that. But yeah, so the Villages is in, I think it's considered Ocala, but maybe they gave it a new name now because it's got its own neighborhood. But y'all can check out that channel, The Newcomers, and watch them. They come on like 8 o'clock in the morning, I think. But they're always on. And they're funny, and they're sweet. I like them. The last thing I wanted to let you know is, one more question. With the question I gave you about how many of you, if you are retirement age now, could afford to live in one of these over 55 communities. Okay. The next question was, have you checked any out for yourself? And if so, where? I just want to know, because I figured if I would start really checking them out, I'd faint. So I didn't even try. But I did hear that now Florida is no longer the retirement capital of the world, supposedly. A lot of people still go there, don't get me wrong. However, a lot of retirees are moving to South Dakota. I never in a million years thought that would happen. South Dakota. That's what they said. That has the most population for retirees now, is South Dakota. So apparently, they're not worried about the snow. I'm sure it's especially people from up north. I mean, they're used to the snow. But it's also probably people who can't afford the over 55 communities in Florida and Arizona and all these other places. So, yeah, so I was kind of curious, and I thought maybe you guys would be too. So I thought I would put it on here and see what kind of feedback I get on this. Now, I did see in Ocala that they had some over 55 communities that have mobile homes. They're kind of like permanent mobile homes, and they sell them. They ain't much cheaper, I'm sure, but cheaper than the entertainment, areas. But And they were pretty nice. They weren't bad. I mean, when Bert and I used to go and deliver people's dogs to them and their cats and stuff like that when they moved, because we used to do that. We loved it. I should have asked people when I was there, because I went in some of those communities, and I did, I had been invited inside their house to bring their animals in or whatever, and it wasn't bad. It was nice, but, excuse me, it's still too much for even me and Bert to get in. There's no way we could afford it. So that's one reason we have a lot of people living in their vans, especially single women. You know, they're getting older, their kids have their own lives, their kids are busy with whatever they're doing or not doing what they're supposed to do. And so there's a lot of people that are homeless, not by choice or not because of drugs, but because maybe there was an illness with their husband, maybe there was an illness with the wife, and they passed away, and now they don't have enough money to pay all this stuff that is just utterly ridiculous nowadays. But, so I thought I would make this video about it, and I don't want to keep you all day, but I did want to, I'm trying to touch on something at least once a week until things quiet down even more, and then maybe I can do more. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the whole business with the over 55 communities, even with the condos that went in at the villages, because they got townhouses, well, from what I understand, and they have condos, and then they have the homes. However, before I go, let me tell you that when I lived in Ocala, which was about 10 years ago, I think, we delivered some cats all the way from Ohio to a lady who was moving to the villages. Is the day she moved in, and I kid you not, the day she moved in, she was like, I don't know, she said, I really like it here and everything, and it's beautiful. I don't know. So, about a couple of weeks later, I just called to check on her and just see, you know, how she's doing, how she liked it, whatever, because we had been transferring her cats up and back from Ohio to Florida and back again when she came down for snow season, you know. So, I guess one of her neighbors down on the corner woke up and his house was in the sinkhole. Yeah. That really drove me crazy. I would die if I paid that much for a house. And I woke up and part of my house was in the sinkhole. I would. And that can happen anywhere, don't get me wrong. But, beyond me. $495,000 house. I mean, I don't get it. But anyway, guys, Bert's here with some lunch for me, so I'm going to cut you short and I'm going to go eat my lunch. Let me know what you think about this video and what I've talked about, and we will see you on the next one.